Two major wind-fueled fires north and west of Los Angeles have caused at least one death and has forced thousands of people to flee from their homes in the middle of the night. The wildfires destroyed several buildings and triggered widespread power outages. The creek fire that spread across 4,000 acres prompted the evacuations in part of Silmer and Lakeview Terrace. Democrat John Conyers has resigned from the Congress amid sexual harassment allegations. The 88-year-old Michigan Democrat has been accused of harassment by former female staffers. He, however, has denied these allegations. On Tuesday, though, Conyers announced his retirement on radio. He's endorsed his son to replace him in the Congress. "41 people have been injured in a train crash in Germany. On Tuesday, a passenger train collided with a freight train in the town of Meerbusch. While conducting rescue operations, the Meerbusch Fire Department said that as many as 150 passengers were on the train at the time of the collision. In Saudi Arabia, most of those who were detained as a part of the anti-graft crackdown have agreed to a financial settlement. Saudi Arabia had arrested a number of prominent princes, ministers and business people as a part of the purge. The money seized would be funded into the economic development projects, reports from the kingdom have said. A Spanish judge has withdrawn the European arrest warrants for the ousted Catalan President Carles Puigdemont and 4 other ex-ministers who had to flee to Belgium. However, the Catalan leaders will be facing possible charges of sedition and rebellion, which is considered one of the most serious crimes in Spain. And just a day after their release by Spain's Supreme Court, the Catalan leaders have said that they will leave no stone unturned to win the upcoming Catalan election. They will work for the release of the pro-independence leaders who were denied bail on Monday. The Catalonian regional elections are scheduled on the 21st of December. Spain has made its largest cocaine bust in 18 years. The Spanish authorities found more than 5,800 kilograms of cocaine on a container ship traveling from Medellin in Colombia. 3 people had been arrested in relation with the haul, including the Spanish head of the import company using the container, and more arrests have not been ruled out, with at least 2 more people under the scanner as part of the investigations. A United Nations delegation led by Under-Secretary General for Political Affairs Jeremy Feltman is in North Korea to discuss issues of mutual interest and concerns. They arrived in Pyongyang on Tuesday and were greeted by the North Korean low-ranking officials, and this is the first visit for a UN Under-Secretary General to the country since 2011. Explorers in Canada have discovered a vast network of Ice Age caverns in Montreal. The discovery of the 15,000-year-old caves was made just 10 meters beneath the neighborhood and can only be accessed by crawling on hands and knees with proper equipment. Nigeria has started bringing stranded citizens home from Libya after a global outcry over reports that migrants were being sold into slavery. Nigeria's president had earlier stated that the country will do everything to protect its citizens, and it has been reported that Nigerian migrants risk exploitation, detention and abuse as they head north to Libya, hoping to reach Europe. Heavy flooding and mudslides in central Bolivia have killed 2 children. Meanwhile, heavy downpours in the northern city of Trinidad have also flooded streets and several other areas. United Nations Security Council has called on all sides in Yemen to de-escalate tensions and violence and re-engage in talks without any preconditions. The Japanese ambassador to the United Nations, who is also the Security Council President for the month of December, has urged all parties to allow unhindered humanitarian access through Yemen's major transportation hubs. Yemen is at the brink of a catastrophic famine. Slain former Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh's nephew Tariq Mohammed Abdullah was also killed during the clashes with the Iran-aligned Houthi group. The former President Saleh had helped the Houthis win control of much of the country's north, and his decision to switch allegiances and abandon the Houthis was the most dramatic change on the battlefield in several years. The maker of London's iconic black cab has launched a new green version of the vehicle to keep up with the stricter emission rules. The new electric taxi is battery-powered with a range extender that allows it to go up to 400 miles. The company has also secured an order from the Netherlands and is now expected to export the electric taxi to various other locations overseas as well. Another high-profile activist has gone missing in Pakistan. Raza Mahmood, who was working on an India-Pakistan friendship initiative, was last seen on Saturday. He was returning after a meeting with friends but never reached home. His mobile number has also been found switched off. Pakistani authorities torched more than 1.8 metric tons of prohibited drugs that were confiscated in 2017. The torched drugs included 1,225 tons of hashish and 212 grams of heroin and 1 kilogram of opium, as well as cocaine and contraband liquor. The drugs were worth well over $1 billion. The ceremony was attended by the foreign dignitaries. The Myanmar government has told the United Nations that it will finalize a joint working group with Bangladesh on Rohingyas within the next 2 months. The government has said that it is ready to work with all international partners to ensure the voluntary, safe and dignified and sustainable repatriation and resettlement of the Rohingyas back into Myanmar. Romania's former king, Michael, has died in Switzerland at the age of 96. King Michael had withdrawn from public life because of illness in 2016. A cousin of Britain's Queen Elizabeth, Michael was forced to abdicate in 1947 after the post-war communist takeover of Romania and has lived in exile since then. Now, despite freezing temperatures and heavy snow in China's Yabuli town, a fuzzy giant panda has enjoyed itself by rolling in the cold white flakes. Now, this is the second winter for the giant panda Sijia, and according to authorities, Sijia is extremely fond of snow. The Taiwanese university has recorded a rainbow that lasted for nearly 9 hours last Friday. The Department of Atmospheric Science at the Chinese Culture University is now trying to collect at least 36,000 photographs since rainbow's first appearance at 6:57 a.m. local time. The photos will then be compiled to create a rainbow clock as proof to send to the Guinness World Records Committee. Well, to some news from India, where the Supreme Court of India has deferred the Babri Masjid Ayodhya temple hearing to the 8th of February 2018, saying that no adjournments will be allowed after the 8th of February. Meanwhile, the BJP and the Congress are up in arms after the Congress lawyer Kapil Sibal asked the Supreme Court to defer the hearing till polls are completed in the year 2019, stating that the Ram Temple issue was part of BJP's manifesto during the 2014 general elections. The Union Home Ministry has issued an advisory to all states to take steps to maintain harmony on the 25th anniversary of the Babri Mosque structure demolition. In a communication to the states and union territories, the Union Home Ministry has urged them to deploy adequate security forces at sensitive places and also to maintain extra vigil so that attempts to disturb peace could be foiled. After wreaking havoc on the Lakshadweep Islands and Maharashtra, Cyclone Oki has weakened before it hits the state of Gujarat in the form of a deep depression. Schools and colleges will remain shut today. Heavy police and paramilitary forces have also been installed along the coastal areas of South Gujarat, and the beaches have been closed for general public. Now, former Director General of the Pakistani Army, Sardar Arshad Rafiq, has endorsed Rahul Gandhi in a shocking tweet. Arshad Rafiq has said that we don't want the Gujarat model and know that Ahmed Patel will be the next Chief Minister of Gujarat. The BJP has asked the Congress to answer. However, the Congress believes this to be a BJP-hatched conspiracy. In a big blow to Deepa Jayakumar's electoral ambitions, the returning officer has rejected her nomination papers on the grounds of an incomplete affidavit for the RK Nagar by-poll on Tuesday. Now, she is the niece of late Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha, and Deepa's nomination papers were rejected on the grounds of discrepancies in her affidavit. Now, Deepa had left portions of Form 26 blank, which looks at assets and liabilities. Actor Vishal's nomination has been rejected by the returning officer for the RK Nagar by-polls. He's been told to approach the Madras High Court. Election Commission, meanwhile, has rejected 72 nominations out of the 145, which included 2 key nominations in the RK Nagar by-polls. A lot of drama is in fact unfolding in Tamil Nadu in the wake of the crucial RK Nagar by-poll election, and it remains to be seen as to whether actor Vishal will now approach the High Court over the matter. Vijay Mallya's defence team has argued that there is no evidence to support the case of fraud presented against him by the government of the day on day 2 of his extradition trial. The 61-year-old, who is wanted in India on charges of fraud and money laundering amounting to around 9,000 crores, was in the dock at the Westminster Magistrates Court for his defence, headed by Barrister Claire Montgomery. The Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee, headed by Governor Urjit Patel, is likely to take decision on rate cuts today. Now, experts are expecting the RBI will maintain the status quo in the wake of high inflation rates. Sources have revealed that the centre's special representative to Jammu and Kashmir, Dineshwar Sharma, has met with the Hurriyat leader Abdul Ghani on the 27th of November in Srinagar. The meeting is said to have taken place in the wee hours of the night, but Bhatt may have been isolated in the Hurriyat for talking to Dineshwar Sharma, but emphasized to the interlocutor the need to involve Pakistan in talks for a breakthrough in Kashmir. The microblogging site Twitter revealed on Tuesday that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has emerged as the most tweeted about world leader after US President Donald Trump in 2017. Now, 2 postings of former US President Barack Obama were among the top 3 most liked tweets of the year 2017. Now, actor Danny Masterson has been written out of Netflix's comedy series The Ranch, co-starring actor Ashton Kutcher, amidst alleged sexual assault investigations. The streaming site has announced in a statement, as a result of the ongoing discussions, Netflix and the producers have written Danny Masterson out of The Ranch. Yesterday was his last day on the show, and the production will resume in early 2018 without him.